Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Clemson. My name is Kari, and I am a member of the Worship Associate team. My pronouns are she and her, and I have on a mint-colored sweater, eyeglasses, and black slacks. We humbly acknowledge and honor that we are located on the historical lands of the Eastern Cherokee and Southern Iroquois nations. As Unitarian Universalists, we are a religious community grounded in the values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, with liberating love at the center. All are welcome here, regardless of religious background, political persuasion, ethnicity, age, ability, sexual orientation, or gender identity or expression. If you're visiting with us today, whether in person or online, welcome. For our in-person visitors, if you'd like to stand up and introduce yourselves, please allow a moment for us to get the microphone. I left my post. I realized that I was running. After the service, we gather for coffee and social connection in the social room. Please join us. If you're interested in receiving our weekly newsletter or learning more about our faith and fellowship, you can reach out to the office or check out our website at UUFC.org. I have a couple announcements this morning. Today at noon, the Buddhist study group meets in the sanctuary, and Jean Malmgren will speak about Dharma teacher Joseph Goldstein. In Seneca today at 1 p.m., there will be a peaceful protest for all opposed to ICE, terrorism, and government abuse of power. Immigration Bridges Workshop, a free workshop on Thursday, January 22nd, will host community experts on immigration issues to better understand the differences that separate us. See the weekly connection to register. Thank you. Reverend Holly.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Holly Brown. I am the minister here at UUFC, and my pronouns are they, them. Some of you might notice that I look a little bit different than I often do with wearing a collar today, so that it will be visible as clergy at the protest in Seneca. And with that, I want to offer our opening words this morning. Come, let us enter this space of hope and community. Come, let us enter this space with our sorrows, our joys, our passion and compassion. Come, let us enter this space with the stories of our ancestors, for their strength and wisdom beats in our hearts. Come into this space, present to the beloved companions who move beside us. Come into this space that together we're building a future for other generations. Come into this space and let us worship together. And in the spirit of worship, you are invited to rise in body, mind, or spirit wherever you are and sing number 317, We Are Not Our Own.
At this time, I'd like to invite Ave and Matilda up to light the chalice for us. Good morning, girls. Thank you. Now let us share in the reading of this fellowship's affirmation that is shared in the order of service. We gather together in a spirit of love with justice as our guide. This is our chosen covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth with freedom, and to care for one another. Karen.
I heard that. She said, uh-oh. So once again, the Wonder Box is back. So you all know the drill. In here we have mystery items, and I'm going to begin by offering you the opportunity to guess what is inside the box this week.
My hopes and dreams.
Your hopes and dreams? We need a bigger box. Anybody else? Oh, come on. You guys can do better than this. Any other ideas? Sorry? Air. Always a good guess?
Yeah. Yes. Prayer for peace.
A prayer for peace. That would be a good one, yes.
A world of peace.
A world of peace. Again, we need a bigger box. All right, so I'm going to see if there are any people who might be willing to come up here and help me see what is in the box this morning. But they might be a little too occupied back there. You grown-ups can come up too if you want. You don't. Those new coloring pages apparently are fire. Okay, so let's see what's in the box this morning. Go ahead, Mommy. I think she thinks it's going to bite.
It's honey.
It's honey, yeah. Okay, so why don't you pull out the honey, and somebody can carefully lift that out.
This?
Yeah. Why don't you get that? Yeah, it's many honeys. Okay, so we have here some honey and a crock, and feel free to imagine this as Winnie the Pooh's honey crock, if that works better for you. But neither Reverend Holly or I had one that was appropriately Winnie the Pooh shaped. So today's story is a story about honey, and it's a story about some people that wanted to give a gift to their grandfather. And they started out thinking, now what can we get our grandfather? Well, we could get him sweaters or, shoes, but he never wears those things. And we've gotten him books, and he never reads them. And his shelves are full anyway, and we could get him another painting, but his walls are covered. So what are we going to get grandfather for a present? Honey, yeah. They thought, well, you know what? One thing he does like to do is he likes to sit, especially in the afternoons, and drink his tea with honey in it. So I thought, well, that's great. We can all bring him some honey, and we'll pour it together into a big crock like this, and he'll have honey to last him the whole year. It's a good thing we have carpeting. So they spread the word to all the members of the family and all the friends of the family and said, hey, bring grandfather some honey for his birthday. Well, one of his grandchildren, Jane, she didn't have a whole lot of money. And she thought, oh dear, what am I going to do? I don't have any funds to go and buy some nice honey for grandfather. And she thought about it, and she thought about it, and she thought about it. And then she had an idea. Granted, this was not her best idea ever. She thought, well, you know what? I'll just get some water. So that's what she did. She got some water, and she put a little bit of food coloring in it until it looked just like honey. And she thought, I'll just pour that in, and nobody will notice. It'll get mixed in with all the rest of the honey, and you know what? It'll even make that honey easier to pour. So that's what she did. So the day of the party comes, and everybody's pouring in their honey into grandfather's crock. And Jane comes up, she pours hers into the crock too, just like it was honey like everybody else's. And then they go to give the crock to grandfather, and he says, what is in here? And they start doing guesses, just like we do with our Wonder Box. They started giving him clues. Some people made buzzing noises like a bee. Can you all buzz like a bee? Some people made lip-smacking noises. And finally, grandfather said, oh, wait, is it honey? And they all said, yes, it's honey. So he got a spoon, and he took a big spoonful, and he went to sample his honey, and he, well, it looks like honey. Wait for it. But it tastes like water. Well, Jane's face got all red, but guess what? So did her cousin John's face. And her Aunt Jillian. And a whole bunch of other people. And there were people who were looking down at the ground, and there were people who were shuffling their feet. Well, it turns out everybody had the same idea. So that crock wasn't full of honey, it was full of yellow water. So grandfather said, you know what? That's okay. I have a birthday next year. We'll try this again. So next year, you can bet all those people went and got the best honey they could find. And so when they poured all their honey into the crock, Grandpa went to taste it, and he said, now this is good honey. And he said, you know what? I can taste every person's individual flavor of honey in here. I can taste the clover from Jane's honey. I can taste the buckwheat from John's honey, and all the different flavors from all the different bees and all the different flowers that they had collected the honey from. And he said, you know what? This is so much better when you put all your gifts together, and I get this wonderful honey. And that party was a lot better than the one they had the year before. Yes, Ave. That's true. All the bees are different, and they all work together, too, don't they? Just kind of like we do here. That is Blueberry Hill honey. And all of these honeys came from Reverend Holly's collection of honeys. No, it's just a very small jar. And you know what that's for? That's for, oh, sorry, I didn't put the paper in your face there. Picking up the honey. You can sort of drizzle it on things. Okay, can we? Yes, well, not if you're sharing it. Don't lick it if you're sharing it. Can we put the honey jars back in for the box right now? Yes. Well, we've already discovered they bounce, so it's okay. All right, thank you, everybody.
Great story, Karen. The offering allows us, this is the time we set aside for offering, that allows us to support the financial vitality of this community. 25% of the undesignated collection each week goes to an organization in the local community that we partner with. For the month of January, we are partnering with Clemson Child Development Center. Each week, we also collect non-perishable food for the Clemson Community Cares Food Bank. You may also give by going to the UUFC website and using the donate button. There you will see options for paying your pledge and donating towards the organizations we partner with. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you again for these gifts of your generosity, your willingness to also share of your joys and sorrows is an important part of our time together each week. And I've asked Kari if she will place a stone in the vessel that represents this community for each of the joys and concerns shared today. I want to name the joy of hearing children because it means there is life in the congregation. And it is a joyful noise. Share a joy from John Hoskin and Sarah Summers Hoskin that they had a great retreat week in Tampa at Swim. We've enjoyed and appreciated the hope and compassion brought by the Miracle for Peace, the March, for Peace. And I can't make out what.
I love the dog Aloka.
And I love the dog Aloka with the March for Peace with the monks. Yes, the peace dog. Okay. Dyslexia is fun sometimes, reading all of y'all's joys and concerns. Have a joy from Charlotte Sherman that finally getting my new knee this Tuesday. Yay! Yes. And the Welcoming Congregation Committee shares a joy and sorrow that we celebrate submitting the application for UUFC's renewal of our Welcoming Congregation. Yes. And that it coincides with a time when our LGBT community needs kind of support that is critical right now. And I'm excited for this joy. And Cody shares that Girl Scout cookies are now being sold. You can find her in the social room. Definitely got to put my order in. Leslie Visage shares a sorrow for my former home of Minneapolis. Please keep them in your thoughts in this troubled time. Yes. Yes. Have a celebration that was submitted online from Cindy Burke that her husband, Jeff, and her are relieved that after 3 years of waiting, Jeff's disability claim for multiple sclerosis has been approved. Yeah. And Joe Gilliard shares both a joy and a stress that this month she is moving, and she would appreciate boxes if anybody has any left over from your holidays. And she is not here today, but will be again. Joe Galliard, and yeah. So also want to celebrate pretty big, significant support that y'all have offered to our Share the Plate partners this year. At the end of the year, it was tallied up that y'all have donated $13,198 to the community groups through our Share the Plate collection. So yes, that is huge. And there are also many ways that to be involved with our social action activities beyond that. And want to lift up the family of Renee Good following her murder at the hands of ICE earlier this week. and place another stone for all of the joys and pause for a moment of silence before we transition. I now invite you to join in singing Go Now in Peace as our children and young folks are invited to go with Kathy and Karen to RE. This week, I had a different prayer blessing in mind. And then I saw the video from one of my colleagues, the Reverend Ashley Haran, who lives a block from where the murder happened. Hearing on her recording someone viscerally full of emotion yelling "murderer" over and over makes my heart ache so deeply. And this isn't the first death at the hands of ICE. 32 in 2025 were lost in raids or in detention centers. They weren't as public. They weren't on video, in which our government told us to not believe our eyes. Last Sunday, we were lifting up the attack on Venezuela, and now we are lifting up an attack on our own people. And so I want to offer this prayer, a prayer for when words fail. This is a prayer for when words fail, for when they are not big enough or small enough to slip into the little cracks left in our hearts by life's unbearable pressures. This is a prayer for when the biggest noun cannot know the enormity of joy, or when the most active verb is paralyzed in the face of grief, unuttered, horror undescribed, or loss beyond accounting. This is a prayer for when words, precious emblems though they are, cannot take into their embrace the hugeness of the experience or the expanse of indebtedness, or the many tangles of complexity and confusion. This is a prayer for when we must sit with our own breath, needing the small truths we can touch as if they were therapy in our restless hands. This This is a prayer that begins with gratitude for what we can understand and know, and ends with humility, which reminds us that not all is ours to do. This is a prayer for those times when words fail, and all that is left is the yes and the no of it all, and our ability to let the chord of the breath lead us from moment to moment. This is a prayer for all who have been lost, that in our memory that they might be found. May we be the ones to make it so. I invite you to remain seated as we sing number 1002 in the Teal hymnal, Comfort Me. Now, as we move into giving gratitude to our outgoing leaders, I'm going to invite Carl Dieter as past president and Cindy Lee as outgoing shared ministry committee members to stand, and if you're willing and able, to come to the front of the sanctuary. Today, we mark the turning of a season, and right now, in this moment, we mark it with the celebration of our outgoing leaders. There's a cycle to life. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is true in life, and it is true in communities, and yes, it is even true in leadership positions. And so let us honor this cycle of leadership transition with a shared litany of members in this congregation. Your line, and Kari is going to help lead you in your line, is "For this we thank you." And it's written in the order of service, just in case you need a reminder. You, dear leaders, you have served us well.
For this we thank you.
You are leaving leadership positions that you held through the last years of ministerial transitions. You have held steady for a long time. Now you are handing over the reins. You have carefully held and tended them, and
For this we thank you.
you are at the end of your terms. You have been thoughtful leaders and stewards of this congregation.
For this we thank you.
You have brought a spirit of dedication, your love, and deep abiding faith in this growing, evolving spiritual community that is our fellowship.
For this we thank you.
By your service, you have helped nurture and meet the needs of personal spiritual growth, inspirational worship, and mutual caring community. You have helped us devote ourselves to religious learning for all ages, embraced human diversity by welcoming individuals and families of all kinds, and join with the larger community to promote love, justice, and service to society.
For this we thank you.
The beginning of a new role is here. Perhaps the beginning of a time when you can simply be, worship, and be in community, beginning of a time of renewal, or moving into other positions. We trust that you will find the right way to nurture your spirit and to serve this community.
For this we thank you.
And I invite you all to give a round of applause. Thank you. So this year, our Soul Matters themes are 2 words. And this week, I'm focusing on the first word. This month is practicing resistance, which heaven knows we need to be doing that. And it also has practicing. So the title of my homily today is Practicing Appreciation. Appreciation for those that have served and for those that are moving into positions of service. We honored Carl and Cindy as their time of that particular area of service has come to an end. We will also, a little bit later in the service, be offering an opportunity for us to offer support and for our board and shared ministry incoming members to respond. There's an importance in this process. Unitarian Universalist practice something called policy governance, polity, and in this polity, Our congregations make decisions that impact our congregations, including the vote of the members in December to elect John Hoskin as the president-elect for the Board of Trustees and Kathy Crane for the Shared Ministry Committee. And she's helping with RE at the moment, but she'll be back in here near the end of the service. This congregational polity means that you elected the leaders to serve this community and to make decisions. It's not just the board. There's another piece of it that we often leave off, the Board of Trustees, meaning that we put our trust in those that have been elected to serve in those positions to make day-to-day decisions about the life of this congregation. And they also have to do all those business meetings and fiduciary responsibilities and doing things like helping make sure we get a new sign and help with supporting the solar team with getting solar panels placed on our roof, with helping repair the outside of the roof from where we had water damage, and eventually repairing some of the insides and our walkway coming up to the building, which are on the docket for this coming year. They work on making some of those decisions with the assistance of the Finance Council so that we don't have to bring every single thing to everybody in the congregation. Because could y'all imagine how many times we would have to get together to make votes on every little thing? So we appreciate the work that the board does. And then we have the Shared Ministry Committee. Their role is a bit different. Their role is to observe, to communicate, to kind of take the temperature of the ministries, not the minister, not one particular area of ministry, but the ministries of this congregation. And so sometimes that's having a listening session or having a feedback form or just having a chat over coffee. There have been a lot of different ways that people have shared, and that we've tried to respond to those things, to incorporate them in different ways. And so that's kind of an overview of what different people do. And I want to lift up, how many of y'all have done something to help with hospitality or flowers or usher or blowing off the leaves or helping with a grounds work day? Now, I know that some of our newer folks aren't going to be able to raise their hands, and that is beautiful because it represents that y'all are here and newer with us and haven't necessarily gotten to know us as well. But we have groups like the play group that gathers once a month. We have our novel circle that gathers once a month, the Buddhist group that'll meet after service. We have a women's lunch group that starts this week, and I think I overheard that there were maybe 15 people that had RSVP'd for that. Was that? I thought I heard somebody say that outside, but I could have been wrong about what thing that was. But opportunities to gather and celebrate in community and get to know one another are just as important. And so all of you can do that. I know we've had some interesting conversations after service with some of our newer folks in the ways that they've had an opportunity to get to know some of you and have conversation. continue to do these ministries in the wider world. Pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. We make those commitments to our faith even when we don't all agree. Because I bet if I asked who believed what, there would be a lot of different answers in this room. We don't all have to believe the exact times. Having a focus on our values, though, is essential because it helps ground us. When times get tough, we need something we can go back to. We need a group of people that we can care for and support, but we also need something of spiritual value to hold on to. Our values allow us to continue our presence as Unitarian Universalists in upstate South Carolina. The importance of this community is part of the reason why we give, why we sustain this congregation with our time, talents, and treasures. Without that, it wouldn't be possible. This building would just be a building. It would just be a shell without each and every one of you being here today and all of the days that you are able to come and be here. And because it is not just a building, it is not contained within these walls. It moves out into the community and the world around us. I hope that y'all will take time, especially if you're newer, to connect with people around you, to get to know one another, to go to holiday gatherings or to lunches or meditation groups so that you can feel that connection beyond Sunday morning, if you are able. And while I love when we can get people to serve on committees, I kind of wouldn't recommend that you serve as a chair of a committee until you've been around a little bit and kind of know what the role is. But you could serve on a committee, get to know it, and then say, oh, I think I could lead that. Because leadership is of vital importance in this congregation for it to be able to lead and go forward. And I want to name that this isn't the type of homily, the type of sermon that I would preach on every Sunday. But this is a special Sunday when we honor our leaders. This is why our congregation elects our board members and our shared ministry committee members so that there is a commitment that you know them and they know you, and that there's an understanding of the duty, the responsibility, the trust that comes with those roles when you elect them. Today we honor both those that have served with Cindy and Carl earlier, and now we will offer our blessing on our 2026 board members and shared ministry committee members. If I could get somebody to go let Kathy know. Please. We'll give them just a second. These members were voted on during the congregational meeting in December, and they began their new term on January 1st. Our congregation moves through the cycle from January through December. And now that Kathy is in here with us after hanging out with our kiddos, I would like to invite our returning members and our incoming members of the board and the shared ministry committee that are present today. I'm not sure, I think Julia might be in the social hall. So if you hear me, Julia, if you can come in here too, that would be great. So I would like to invite our incoming 2026 board member, President-elect John Hoskin, to come forward. And there are some of our board members that are not present today. Chen Fu Chen is rotating from president-elect into the president position, and he couldn't be here this morning. And Leslie Visage is moving from the position of president into the position of past president. Barbara Stroop is continuing her role in the program council chair on the board, and she couldn't be here this morning. And then we have Larry Fredendall as our chief financial officer that is continuing in his position, and Meg Williamson, who is continuing in her position as secretary. I'd like to also invite our incoming and returning shared ministry committee members, which are Kathy Crane as our newly elected member. Joe Galliard is not able to be here this morning, but she would be up here if she was here, and Julia Bromagem. And so I would like to invite you into a time of investiture of these leaders that are before you. It is in this free religious community to serve as the highest expression of our commitment and love. To be asked to lead is the highest honor. The members of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Clemson have chosen you to lead in the coming year. The relationship between the congregation and the board, and between the congregation and the shared ministry committee. This is, excuse me, a role of deep respect and mutual regard. You, the members of UUFC, have asked them to take on the holy work of discernment and guidance and shared ministry. They need you to support them in their work, share ideas and concerns in love, to offer them trust as they fulfill their office faithfully. The work of this fellowship is the work of the people. It is the work of building the world of which we dream. It may require times poring over budgets, hours spent in meetings where details are hashed out. It may manifest in shared laughter or outright frustration. But always it is sacred, for it is in the pursuit of beloved community. Service is an act of faith. Service done faithfully in love is the work of justice and building community. This is what you have asked of these people before you, that they serve you faithfully and well.
To do this, we need your trust and support. I ask now of the members of UUFC, will you offer love and trust to your board and shared ministry committee members, responding when they seek your input, showing up when they tell you that work needs to be shared, and listening carefully when they speak of the life of the church? If so, please respond, we will. We will. Okay. To the members of the board and shared ministry committee, will you be diligent and faithful in your work, bringing your best selves and practicing self-care and open-heartedness, tending with love the details of the work, and always keeping the goal of beloved community in front of you as you serve? If so, please respond, we will. We will.
Thank you. May the spirit of love guide you in the coming year. May a spirit of joy infuse the work you engage in, and may your service bless this community and bless the world. May it be so, blessed be, and amen. Now I'd like to offer these folks a round of applause as well. Thank you. Thank you. And in a final offer of appreciation this morning, I invite you to rise in body, mind, or spirit, wherever you are, to join in singing number 1010, We Give Thanks, and we'll sing it twice through. Our closing words that I want to share with you go more along with response to what is going on in the world right now than with the appreciation of our leaders. But I want to share these from W.E.B. Du Bois. Democracy is not merely majority rule based on the fact that the majority has the physical force to prevail. It rests upon the fact that when we have proven knowledge interpreted through experience of a large number of individuals, it is possible through this pooled knowledge and experience to come to decisions much more fundamental and much more far-reaching than can be held in any other way. The people participating effectively in this pool of democracy must be alive and well. They must know the world which they are interpreting, and they must know themselves. We must know ourselves and who we are as a faith as we move in the world right now. May you go in peace. May you find a way to hold on to that peace and return in love.
Nailed it once again, Cory.